Relationship beliefs make strange bedfellows. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1203 of What You Up To Now, documenting the journey, my personal journey as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business and brick and mortar over 49 years in different businesses, as well as over a quarter century simultaneously in corporate America, to the online world. 2017, I had the opportunity following my divorce to, once we divested ourselves of all of our joint assets, decide what was it I wanted to do. I'd always been curious about the internet, so I thought I'm going to jump online and I'm going to duplicate the success I had offline overnight in the online world. Why? Because that's the kind of stuff we believed. And we have beliefs about all kinds of things and how the world works, how our life works, how we'll figure things out or do things. And a lot of times they're just made up in our head, right? Things that are just like complete fantasies. Thinking you're going to be an overnight success in anything, any new venture, is absolutely ridiculous. And I knew that, but I still didn't realize how many different rabbit holes I would go down as I was building my online businesses that were just that, rabbit holes taking me nowhere, leading to dead ends. And so I started to document my journey so I could learn what's working, what's not working, what do I want to duplicate, what do I want to share with other people so that they don't have to do and make all the mistakes that I've made. If I can even save one person from making some of the mistakes I did, I feel like documenting my journey is worthwhile. So today, for Supersize Your Business, our expression, our relationship related idiom to coincide with the annual challenge was to make strange bedfellows. Now, this is a pretty interesting idiom in and of itself, but it's also interesting to think about with respect to building and growing and supersizing our business. How does making strange bedfellows, partnering up with people that other people wouldn't anticipate or other people wouldn't think of, give us a competitive advantage and help us to grow and build and supersize our business? It does it in a lot of ways, right? We can reach whole new groups of our customer base, people that would be interested in our products and services that we wouldn't otherwise reach because people are already podcasting to them, talking to them. That's why people advertise. We advertise to look for people outside of our current customer base to add new customers. If you survey any business owner, one of the number one things they will say, or the biggest challenges they will say they have, is they need new customers, they need new blood. And businesses spend trillions of dollars a year attracting new customers to their business. Now, if they remembered and realized that once you get customers, if you make sure they have an awesome experience and treat them well and continue to offer them things that will solve problems and make their life better and easier, or give them things that they need and desire, you will have a customer for life. And the lifelong value of a customer, to me, is much more important than how many new people can I bring into my business that burn and churn and go away. They buy from me once and they never buy anything again. I don't want people like that. Maybe in other businesses, other industries, when I was younger and I had a whole lot more time and energy, I was cool with that. But as I've gotten older and more experienced, I've learned that it is much more powerful to create a smaller group of people that love you and will follow you and buy anything that you create than it is to have a gazillion people. That's why I think it's funny when, somebody has got 3 million followers on TikTok, but I'm not making any money. I can't make my house payment or my rent, but I've got 3 million followers on TikTok. Well, TikTok. Good for you, right? So social media and the internet have created incredible opportunities, but they've also created a lot of false profits and false hope for people, in that I don't have to know anything. I don't have to do anything. I just have to show up and I'll be successful. Absolutely, positively not true. So to make strange bedfellows, I think it's a fun one. I think it's fun to tie it to building our business. And it speaks to some of the creativity and some of the things we need to do when times get tough, when there's adversity, when things outside of us change. We have to change with it. And sometimes we have to look outside what we would normally do in order to come up with solutions that will work in that time period. COVID is a prime example of that. During COVID, millions of businesses went out of business, but millions of other businesses sprung up by joining forces, solving problems for people that people didn't even know they had before COVID, etc. Same with during the rioting and the protests, the peaceful protests in our area were not peaceful protests. They were absolutely positively riots and destroyed billions of dollars worth of businesses in our area that will never return. The businesses will never return to those areas, which is really sad. But other businesses are springing up and serving those populations in those areas that otherwise would not have existed. So for every negative, there's a positive. We live in a dual universe that's always balancing itself out. Believe it or not. Sometimes it feels like evil's winning. Other times we know that good will always usurp evil and push it out of the way. So I choose to believe that we live in an awesome universe, an awesome world, and good will always triumph over evil, right? We will have pockets of evil popping up, but the vast majority of human beings are good beings of light, and they will trounce all of the evil when we get fed up and sick enough of the nonsense that's going on. So our idiom was to make strange bedfellows. Our relationship topic today was relationship beliefs. And I shared 20 or so of the most common relationship beliefs. And tomorrow we're going to unravel one of those. I put a LinkedIn poll out yesterday because Facebook's pretty occupied with politics and nonsense and, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard and all that craziness. So I thought, okay, we'll put it on LinkedIn and see what kind of results we get. And I haven't checked it today, but yesterday it was doing pretty well. So I just picked 4 of those because I could only pick 4 for a LinkedIn poll. And then whichever one people select the most, that's the one that I'm going to unravel tomorrow. Why? Because I found that of all of those beliefs that I shared today, at some time or other during my life, I believed all of them. And maybe not for a very long time. Usually it was until I had an experience that showed me that it was absolute nonsense. Personally, I believed that thing. And then today we just shared one belief that we still currently have about relationships. And it might be a perfectly, totally awesome, empowering belief. If we have a belief that we all deserve love and to be loved and we deserve to love, that would be an awesome belief that we're not going to unravel. But it's the beliefs that we take to an extreme that actually are hurting us and undermining us and not allowing us to be our authentic self and be who we really are. I hate that authentic self because there's so many people online being authentic, but they're just sharing a story that they've twisted and turned and manipulated to attract and speak to a certain audience. And I hate that. I share some stories, but it's an area I know I need to get better at, sharing my own personal stories. Because believe me, I've got 62 years worth of them. I've got lots and lots of experiences and stories to share. But I feel like if I can't share them in a way that is real and true and along with the conversation, I don't want to share them because I'm not going to take situations from my past and manipulate them to fit into the topic that we're having or the thing that I want to sell and share with people, which is what, 98% of the online world is. Oh, I'm going to tell you this story. I'm going to teach you how to tell stories so that you can get people to feel the way you want them to feel so that they'll buy your stuff or buy your coaching program. It drives me batty, right? And it's not because I don't have stories to tell. It's not because I don't believe that we're all here to help people. It's because it feels forced and manipulated, and anything that feels forced and manipulated is not for me. And so we have to, each and every one of us, do what's right for us. And as we grow and change and believe different things with our relationships and any other area of our life, we will behave in different ways. But it goes along with our identity and our beliefs and our core values, which we talked about yesterday. So if you've got a relationship belief that you want to share that in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm going to go about my awesome Saturday. I invite you to do the same. And I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. We're going to unravel a relationship belief tomorrow because I only put on 4 limiting beliefs, right? And I always remind myself, if I believe it at the time, it's not a limiting belief to me. It's just my belief and my reality. So I sometimes say limiting belief, but all of our beliefs, the good, the bad, and the ugly, they can all be limiting if we use them as a shield to protect us against things, which is a good thing too. But any belief can either be empowering or limiting depending on how we use it and how we look at it. All right. Have an awesome day. I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye.